akamwenyu lwakuba nnyimidde omutanda wange erinnya nakyanjo w'engonge wetula nnyanja obubaka bwange wawulira ennoga omukwano ku buganda nsabye fuluma mangu wamma bazzukulu ba kintu mwongere engalo obuganda buteredde anti baffe nnyini mu mwali ninze kadde ntwala amakula gange saabasajja nsensebuse nannyini mu mpala bwakyokyo gundagunda nzize ndaga okusiima kwange abantu b'otumendo bubaka butuuka.
Kindly let's raise up on our feet. Play your normal song, not the anthems. Play your normal song. Ladies and gentlemen, the same mood we shall remain standing to usher in Samantha to give us an opening prayer for this function.
Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for bringing us this far. We thank you for the good weather, and we pray that you continue to guide us and give us a wonderful day. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you so much, Samantha. The band, you're not tired yet. I'd like to request our chief guest. Normally, in formal functions like this, we have to constitute the congregation. And now that you're here in your full capacity, our dear chief guest, Dr. Sarah Nkonge, kindly, we shall request you to constitute this congregation.
American graduates of 2025, good morning. I now constitute this assembly, the American leadership, today on the 18th of July 2025. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can we give her a thunderous hand clap? We have Mr. Ntwatwa Brian is with us this morning. Thank you so much for gracing this ceremony. We have Dr. Nazariath is with us this morning. I think he's professor now, Nazarias. We have Madame Tinkamanyire Annette is with us. Rosanna Agnes Chimbugwe is here. And I don't know the other category where she falls, but this sounds like the kingdom area you want to believe. Thank you so much for gracing the ceremony. Chimbwe, Abamumbeja, thank you so much for coming. Those that haven't registered with us, I will be recognizing you as we run the function. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, this particular moment allow me to welcome the person who is going to give us the welcoming remarks on behalf of the LC faculty, and this is none other than...
My name is Loina Jengo Irene. I am at the first cohort of alumni, American Leadership Academy. I want to thank everyone that has come here. Feel at home, and with the graduates, I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is the message from the president, founder of ALC, Professor David Sejinja, and this message is going to be read to us by Mr. Ntwatwa Brian. Please welcome with me, Mr. Ntwatwa.
It's such an exciting opportunity for me to come here. My name is James Brian Ntwatwa, and I am representing the founder. He asked me to say a few words before I read his speech. So MC, I'm not going to do it the American style, although I'm not going to be here forever. I just want to speak 4 things to our wonderful guests, the graduates. I've been running an organization called Incredible Youth International since 2005. So this year, actually next Friday, we're going to be celebrating 20 years of existence. But because I was young in 2005, I only had the money to register it in 2007 on the 25th of July. So we'll be celebrating the 18 years as per the government giving us permission to operate, but then 20 years as the true vision. So the idea, the reason why I was invited by Captain Sejinja to speak to you today is because I speak leadership every time and everywhere I go. And by the grace of God, I have been to 72 countries. And what takes me to these places is the ability to make sense. So we are in a country that has about 15 million young people in school. That is between primary to university. And out of the 15 million young people, over 300,000 graduate every year from different institutions, all the way from Makerere University, Ndeje, and this wonderful class, plus technical institutions combined. As a country, we get less than 2,000 jobs created every year. So this is not to discourage you from such a great achievement, but to encourage you that this is the best that you have participated in. Leadership. Leadership is what we are looking for in this country. We have politicians and very few leaders. We have a lot of politicians, but we have very few leaders. And what do leaders do? I'm just going to give you just 4 nuggets that can help you become a potential successful leaders. The number one thing is communication. The ability to express yourself, the ability to present yourself. I know that you've been studying these modules and you realize that the power of communication goes a long way. We have a lot of people that do not know how to express themselves. Why? The education system in our country prohibits people from speaking up. There is a class monitor that right from childhood asks you to stay silent and quiet. In fact, the class monitor writes down names of those making noise. So you grow up thinking that communicating effectively is noise making. And yet as soon as you graduate, the world expects you to speak up. Everyone is looking forward to ensuring that you're saying the right things that they want to hear. For you to get a visa to the United States, you'll have to speak up to the consular. For you to get a job, you'll have to do an interview. For whatever that you need, including going to church and praying to God, you need to know how to speak up. So communication is very important. If you want to achieve anything in life, learn how to be an effective communicator. The second thing, when you communicate effectively, you begin creating the alarm system or the antennas for you to create, get switched on. And what does this mean? We are living in a country where 90 or even 99% of everything we are using is imported in from another country. From the dresses that you're putting on today, to the machines that make these wonderful pavers, to the carpets, just name everything around us. It is imported. Why? We have very few people that are creative. Creativity leads to productivity. If you're going to produce, or if you're going to create something, you will produce. And once you produce more than enough, then you have something to export elsewhere. As leaders of the 3rd class of the American Academy, you need to understand that we need to start producing. My encouragement to you graduates is that we begin producing wonderful products that can even get out of Uganda and get exported to other markets globally. The third thing is critical thinking. Most of our people that we live with today are worried. They are worried about the politics in this country. They are worried about the poverty. They are worried about so many things that are happening. To the extent that some are worried about when am I getting off this speech or this azindalo. That is how worried we get. So in that space, it is very hard to have an optimistic mindset about how we can be able to grow and develop. Leaders take time off and think critically about how to solve the problems and the challenges that are affecting this generation. We need to be solution providers as leaders as opposed to problem analyzers. We have so many people, if you sit down and give them a chance to speak, they're going to tell you, this happened in my family, you know, when I was growing up, this is what happened to me. I got sick, and then my father died, and then I didn't study well, and then before you know it, you are very worried. You are very pessimistic about life. Then they stole me as I was coming, and then the rain, and you know, we have that kind of unfortunate situation. But as leaders, we are here to change this. And I'm asking you, graduates, to clap for yourself, because I believe that you're going to be optimistic and great critical thinkers. The last thing I'm going to talk about is collaboration, the power of working together as a team. I want you to take an example and go to all the arcades in Kampala. One arcade, just go to all these different wonderful arcades and look at the number of saloons on one arcade. As you pass by, lady, especially for ladies, they just stopping you, auntie, come and we help you, come and we plait your hair. And you see, everyone is trying to do the same thing on the same arcade. I wonder how they think and how they expect to make wealth out of that kind of disparity. You go to all the shops, they are selling the same thing. I wonder where the ability to think that anything is going to make sense comes from. I'm imagining a situation, especially for graduates, if these people got money together and said, why can't we establish a factory and produce these things ourselves? What they do, individually, each one of them goes to China and brings in the same product, and then they start fighting for the same customers. And then they spend a lot of money rotating around the same thing. We are so much into competition that we are competing even with our family members, to the point of doing witchcraft in the homesteads that we come from. That is not leadership, that is desperation, and that is the poverty that we are fighting hard to get rid of. I don't know whether we can blame it on the bad governance or in the background where we grew up from. In fact, I'm very glad that the doctor, the guest of honor, I pray that she can address some of these challenges that are affecting us in terms of promoting leadership. You find the same street doing the same things, and yet all of them on an individual basis are fighting so hard to import these very things. So I am praying that as we move forward as leaders, we learn the power of collaboration. The reason why the United States is growing so fast in terms of economy is because they not only combined the businesses and established what they call a value chain system, movement, free trade, and their economy grew from just a single state to over 300 plus million people that are doing, literally supporting each other. They are supporting each other as you move from Iowa to Texas to California to San Diego to New York to all the way to Tulsa, Oklahoma, as far as Spokane. You realize that all these countries, they are working together as a single nation to promote trade, to promote teamwork, to promote collaboration. And this is what we need as leaders. You are supposed to work together. And I'm very glad that this class has allowed you to do one thing, to join the alumni. Why? Because then they want to keep hold of you, to keep track of your progress, and to see how you can add value to each other so that this class keeps growing. I pray that in the near future, we'll have a smaller space here, that we'll have to keep expanding and expanding, because the need for leadership in this country is very, very urgent. We urgently need as many as possible leaders. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'm going to read the speech from the president and founder, Professor Dr. David Sejinja. Students of the American Leadership Class 2025. As we stand here today, we celebrate the culmination of a year of hard work and dedication. This is a testament to your resilience, your determination, and the unwavering support of your families, friends, and teachers. This has highlighted the collective accomplishment of this graduating class and your individual journeys. To our teachers and mentors, thank you for your guidance, wisdom, and unwavering belief in the students. Your dedication has shaped their minds and inspired their passions. To their families, thank you for your love, support, and sacrifices. You have been your children's constant source of strength and encouragement. Now, students, I want you to pay attention to this. As you step into the next chapter of your lives, I want you to embrace the unknown with courage and determination. Remember to be open to new experiences, never stop learning, and always strive to make a positive impact on the world. This is not an end, but a beginning. The future is filled with endless possibilities, and it is up to you, or to each of you, to shape your own destinies. Let us go forth with hope, optimism, and a commitment to making a difference. I want you to view the next chapter as a new beginning and a chance to create your own paths. In closing, students, I want you to never forget that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. That is Eleanor Roosevelt. God bless you, and God bless you, and go where there is no path, and leave a trail behind. Yours faithful, Professor David Sajinja. I thank you.
Don't go. Baby, don't go. Baby, don't go.
Yes. The chief principal of the American leadership class, esteemed faculty and staff, distinguished delegates from Utah Valley University, California State University, Ndeje staff, honored guests, fellow alumni, parents, guardians, friends, and most important, our graduating class 2024-2025. Good morning. Today, my name is Dr. Sarah Nkoni Mwonge, an alumni of this program. I was in the second cohort of this program, and I hold a doctorate of Makerere University. But I found it important to join this to add value to myself. I don't want to expire, so I was inspired by ALC. Today, I stand before you not just an invited chief guest, but a fellow traveler on the road of leadership, learning, and lifelong growth. It is both a humbling and uplifting experience to return to this sacred academic space, to the visionary platform that we know as the American Leadership Class, ALC. A platform affiliated with the esteemed California State University, and one that continues to produce leaders grounded in service, equipped with knowledge, and inspired by purpose. I would like to acknowledge the representative of Professor David Sajinja, who is the founder of this prestigious academy. When I enrolled in ALC Cohort 2, I did so while actively serving as a presidential advisor on land matters. That moment marked a personal decision, a reminder to myself that no matter how high we rise, no leader ever graduates from learning. Even with decades of experience in the public and civic space, I knew that leadership is not a medal to wear. It is a responsibility we renew every single day. Throughout the journey, I've served in many capacities. Former mayor of Kampala, former city minister for education under John Sebana Kizito, chairperson of the Buganda Kingdom Convention, embracing women from the 18 counties of Buganda, regional sports representative for Buganda, representing netball under Bifonek, a proud and mentor of the She Cranes, the ladies national team, and a team manager to the newly formed boys national team. popularly known as The Rock. Uganda's netball team. Each of these positions taught me something unique, but they all carried a shared truth that leadership is about people, not position. About vision, not visibility. Sikwera bisa. And above all, about impact and not titles. I'm a doctor from Makerere University, but I became a student under the leadership of Medi, who was my president, and I was under him. Leadership is not about titles, it's about the impact. He was better than me in here. Today's theme, ladies and gentlemen, is lighting the torch of purposeful leadership in a changing world. Honoring the teachers and the backbone of AUK. Before I go further to touch on the theme, allow me to deeply appreciate the team that has made this transformation possible. For each of you, the lecturers, the administrators, the institutional partners who have helped shape the heartbeat of AUK. To Professor David Sejinja, the head of this great academy, thank you for your visionary leadership, patience and commitment to raising servant-hearted leaders across the continent. Clap for yourselves and for Professor. To Teacher Miria Bukirwa, your motherly guidance and strong presence have built confidence in so many of our learners. When I talk about these people, I expect a clap from each one of them. To Professor Tim, I won't mention the second name, it's so difficult. Sempangi Oba. Your global insights and dedication to strategic thinking have pushed our minds beyond boundaries. KT Lowe, representing our dear partners from Utah Valley University and California State University. Thank you for being a cultural and academic bridge between continents. She works with children and families affected by autism spectrum disorder, ACD, to reach breakthroughs. Thank you, Katie. To Professor Jim Powell and Professor Mary Michelle Asonat, we used to fear her so much and Mukirwa, but they made the best out of us. We thank you for your intellectual generosity, consistency, and care. To our incredible administrators, Mr. Mutunzi Joshua, where are you? Wow, your attention to detail and tirelessly behind the scenes coordinating are the threads that hold this program together. Thank you. Madam Katsina Samantha, where are you? Thank you for your organizational strength, Samantha, and your heart for the students' well-being. Ndeje University, which has graciously hosted and supported the AUK initiative here in Uganda. This partnership has created a safe and enriching and professional learning environment. Ndeje University. I take off my view. To the leadership at Ndeje University has been an very instrumental in our collaboration. Thank you for believing in the vision of AUK. And thank you for opening the institutions and doors and resources that young leaders can grow and thrive in Uganda. On Uganda soil, while engaging with global principles, we do not take your generosity and academic solidarity for granted. To my boss at the university here, Mr. Mediba Womo Ethani. He was the president of my year. He was my president. I was the advisor, but I had to bow down to every decision he made. Medi, thank you for being a living testimony. That leadership does not end at graduation. You have stayed present, active, and supportive in mentoring the next generation, proving that alumni are not just part of history, they are part of the living legacy. We are here as living legacy. The power of this day. Graduates, today is not just a date on your academic calendar. Consecration. It's a symbolic declaration to the world that you are ready to light your torch, ready to lead, ready to serve, ready to shape the future. The gown you're wearing is not signals that is not a symbol of academic achievement. It is a torch. It is a cloak of responsibility. It signals that you are no longer just a student, you are now a steward of knowledge, a carrier of vision, and a torchbearer in a world that desperately needs the light. We gather here to celebrate the end of your learning. Not only to celebrate the end of your learning, but to launch your service to humanity. Because from this day forward, the world will judge you, not by the papers you hold in your hands, but by the power of your decisions, your discipline, your devotion to the community and the country at large. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy." Your torch will find challenges and controversy, but let the skills you've learned help you to keep your torch lighting at the maximum. Leadership is not politics. Let me pause and make a clear distinction that I believe is essential for all of us to understand, especially for you, the emerging generation of Africa change makers. Leadership, you are change makers. Leadership is not politics. Politics is a role. Leadership is a principle. Politics may give you a seat at that table, Prime Minister Nabanja, but leadership determines what you do when you are seated. You may win a political office through votes or appointments, but you earn leadership through service, character, sacrifice. Leadership lives within you. Even when no cameras are flashing, it shows your daily choices, your respect for others, and your commitment to doing what is right, even when it is not popular. Don't fear to be open because someone is going to come to you and say, "You are not part of us. Do what you think is right as a leader." Leadership, Maxwell said, John Maxwell, leadership is not about titles, positions, or flow charts. It's about one life influencing another. You don't need an election to lead. Begin now. Lead wherever you are with courage, humility, and vision. So, to the class of 2024 and 2025, I urge you to do not wait to be elected to lead. Do not wait for permission. Do not make an application. Do not confuse noise with influence. Some leaders think making noise is influencing. Begin now, wherever you are, with courage, humility, and vision. A call to practice what you've learned. Over the past year, months and years, you've been taught theories of governance, ethics, communication. Professor Sejinja's representative has talked about these: digital innovation, entrepreneurship, personal development, but theory without practice is empty. Let me challenge you today, leaders. Go out and live the leadership you have studied. Apply what you've learned to your families, communities, businesses, churches, mosques, and local councils. Do not allow yourself to expire before you inspire. Whether you are launching an NGO, joining a public office, innovating in tech, or even serving as a volunteer, be visible, be consistent, be values driven. Leadership is like a muscle. It only grows when exercised. It is refined through mistakes and strengthened through resilience. You must practice it, fail with it, rise through it, and eventually become it. One scholar said, it doesn't matter how many times you fail, but how many times you fail and rise. Don't fear to fail, you rise. This is a new world of technology, the new currency of leadership, ladies and gentlemen, graduates. An era defined not by geography, but by digital connectivity. The fourth industrial revolution is not some distant phenomenon. It is here on our smartphones, in our communities, and on our fingertips. In my own service within the Kingdom of Uganda, I've seen firsthand how modern technology has transformed the lives of the rural women. Can I take this chance for the ladies of Uganda to stand up and be recognized? Because we are part of this with the ladies of Uganda, and it moved outside the spheres of God. Thank you very much. She started it. She is the chairperson of the Women of Uganda, and I'm the chairperson of the convention, Tabamilka Wabachala ba Uganda. And it is an ongoing program which we encourage every person to take on. Thank you very much. Digital tools be mere entertainment. Let them be your platforms of transformation. Build apps that solve problems in your district. Launch online campaigns that change mindsets. Use data to drive policy. Be tech creators, not just consumers. Be problem solvers, not just users. In a continent where youth dominate the demographics, it is imperative that we lead the digital revolution with Africa values, Africa vision, and African solutions. Leadership is a model of governance and stewardship. Having served in various public policy roles, especially during a time when land, education, and agriculture reforms were front and center, I can tell you this: good governance is not born from authority, it is born from accountability. Light your torch with accountability. Our continent needs fewer rulers and more servants. He alluded to it. The representative of Professor Say, the man who has traveled in 72 countries. We need leaders who will listen before they legislate. Do our leaders listen before they make policies? Do they consult and collaborate? Who will consult before they command? Not dictators. Who will uplift rather than exploit? This is a model of stewardship, leadership that I advocate, and it is one that AUK continues to champion. I've already told you that Maxwell said a leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, sees the way, and shows the way. Africa needs fewer leaders and more servant leaders. Leaders who listen and who consult. Leaders who influence and lift others. Then that is the AUK model where you are, and I'm very happy that you joined the program which will benefit you. AUK is a lighthouse of vision. I want to take a moment to thank and honor the leadership of AUK. I've already said this. When I reflect on my time as a student, I remember the honest debates, the soul-searching assignments, the long nights of reflections, the enduring friendship that emerged, the analog where I was embedded, and then my phone could get switched off and I don't know what to do, and I'm in an exam. It was a challenge. You couldn't see how I could panic. AUK gave me not just new knowledge, but new lenses through which to see the world and my place in it. I was challenged, but I'm now big. It's no surprise that so many alumni from this program are now driving impact at community, national, and international levels. He has traveled in 72 countries. I've traveled in 50 countries. 22 more to reach where you have traveled. The seed planted here bears fruit far beyond the boundaries of these walls. My final words to the graduates, I've talked much. Class 24, 25, I see your potential. I see your hunger to change things. I see your hunger to look like Dr. Sarah Nkondi. She's everywhere and she can manage. I see your strength, but I also issue you a gentle warning. The world you're entering will test you. It will try to distract you. It will reward shortcuts and pressure you to follow the crowd. Be unique and build your own self-image. Be inspired before you expire. An expired person is a very dangerous fellow. He or she is harmful as an expired drug. Blessed are those who are inspired, for they shall make the world a better place, the Bible says. Graduates, I had expired. Yes, I had a doctorate, but I was expiring slowly. When I came back, I got new inspiration, new fire, new vigor. How do you define yourself? Please don't stay with expired people. They are very dangerous, I've told you. We don't choose our families, but we can choose our destinies. Graduates, expiration is a threat to inspiration. And I urge those who are expiring slowly to come and join American leadership classes. Go out in the world and inspire people. Build your unique self-image. Lead with humility, because greatness never shouts. Serve with integrity, because in a broken world, character is your compass. Think beyond borders, because while your roots are Africa, your reach is global. Create, don't wait, because Africa doesn't need more job seekers, it needs builders. Stay grounded. Never forget the values that raised you, American Leadership Academy. You, your family, your culture, your God, and your homeland. As I conclude, I speak to you not just as a leader. Now let me put my voice slower because I'm a mother. I conclude, I speak to you not just as a leader, but a mother, a mentor, a daughter of the soil, a sister in your journey, an alumni to American Leadership Class 2024. I believe in you. I believe that you have started here. What you have started here will ignite a flame across the continent, as the theme goes. To the parents, zadde baffe, ne ba guardians, mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. To the teachers and administrators, thank you for shaping the next generation. To my fellow alumni, let us continue to lift as we rise. And to the graduates, go forth and lead, go forth and serve, go forth and shine. Please, don't expire before you inspire. May your dreams be mighty, may your footsteps be steady, may your minds be bright and your hearts remain humble, and may you carry the torch of leadership, not with pride, but with purpose. Congratulations, American Leadership Class. Third graduation, the world awaits your torch. Go and be the light. May God bless you. May God bless AUK, and may God bless Uganda. Thank you very much.
And I will request that Joshua picks that speech and manipulates it in a way you want to be in a group such that everyone. Thank you so much, the brass band.
Thank you very much. Our guest of honor, Dr. Sarah Nkonge, the graduates today, the teaching staff, parents, all the visitors here, all protocol observed. First of all, I want to start by apologizing for coming in late. It's because I stood in for my boss, the Saza Chief. I'm the Deputy Saza Chief of Kyadondo, but he has had to go as a matter of emergency to welcome the Katikiro somewhere else. So I bring apologies from him, from Haji Ahmed Maganda Zimatovu, who was supposed to be here this morning. But I believe it's not by accident that I'm here. I'm happy to be here today. My name is Dr. Fiona Nakalinda Matovu, and I'm the Deputy Cargo. For those of you who may not know what Cargo stands for, Cargo means the Saza Chief of Kyadondo. Of all the 18 Sazas or counties in Buganda Kingdom, every Saza Chief has a title, and ours is Cargo. So I want to welcome you all to our county. This is the heart of Buganda and the heart of Uganda, Kyadondo. So I want to congratulate all of you. I'm happy to be here today with you. And I know, as the MC rightly said, that the guest of honor has already said what has to be said today. But I just want to bring you greetings from the Buganda Kingdom. And I want to encourage you all. I understand you've done a course in leadership. I'm yet to acquaint myself with what you're graduating in fully today, but I know it has something to do with leadership. And to us as Buganda Kingdom, this is very, very important. We take youth matters very importantly. Our Kabaka actually dedicated his reign to the youth. And all of you here who are youth, we say that Guno Mulembe Mutebi. So when we see you taking the reins, going a step further to further your education and knowledge and experience too in leadership, it gives us hope for our country. I want to tell you that your culture can only be understood if people see what you do, if people hear what you say, if people observe your behavior, if people observe the way you dress. You are your culture's ambassador. I know that we are multicultural, so I will not concentrate on Buganda Kingdom alone, but I just leave you this. You cannot know where you're going. You cannot know the future if you do not know the past. I want to urge you to stay deeply rooted in your culture. The values that were instilled in you, whether you are from Arua, you are from Mbarara, you are from Busoga, or you are from Buganda. Never forget the cultural values. That should be the basis Those are the soft skills that they may not have been taught here, or maybe if they were taught, it was made easier if you were found with them. So I want, when we talk about integrity, when we talk about honesty, when we talk about love, when we talk about dedication, when we talk about being hardworking, when we talk about being good leaders, those things came from our culture. In Buganda here, we have what we call Obuntu Bulamu, and that is about humanity. That is about loving. It's about being considerate. It's about caring. It's about being honest. It's about being kind. But it's also about self-care, about your hygiene, about taking care of your health before you even take care of other people. I want to thank the Kabaka of Buganda because he has actually shown us that this can all happen without you diverting from your education. He has changed the face of culture and he has been able to integrate it very well with leadership skills. Before, in the past, there were no women chiefs, but now we are here, and I think we should clap for the Kabaka. And we have leaders, youth leaders, we have ministers who are youth. And this is a very good example that you should believe in yourselves. I want to urge you, as a public health and infectious disease specialist, I want to say this, that come 2030, the HIV epidemic or pandemic means that it covers the whole world, should have stopped. There will be no new infections. That's what the target for the world is, for the UNAIDS. But unfortunately in Uganda we are still getting new infections, and they are in your age group. They are among the youth, especially the girls. So as you go out in the field, whenever you are in a position to talk, please urge people to go and test. If they test negative, let them stay negative. And if they test positive, let them go and get the appropriate treatment and care. Let us support those who have HIV already, and let's not discriminate against them. But very important message to the youth, and I thank the Kabaka again because he's the UNAIDS ambassador for the whole Africa. Among all the cultural leaders in the world, the UNAIDS chose the Kabaka of Buganda to lead, especially among men. But this is your call as youth leaders. This is your call as people who have gone to school and taken this a step further. When you're out there in the world, you find people who are not graduates, who have not done any leadership courses. Respect them and teach them what is there to be taught, but also listen and learn from them. So with those words, I want to wish you a very, very memorable graduation day, and to say congratulations to the parents, if there are any here, and to the graduates. This is just the beginning. I know you will take it a step further as you go to the different places of the world, each one building the nation in their own way. Sabasajja Kabaka wa Buganda awangali.
I've learned also that what she has explained, I have always heard of certain terms in Uganda. There is also one called Kangao. There is one called Magato and all that. I'll learn them slowly to get to know what they mean. Also to inform you, ladies and gentlemen, for this particular setting, we have managed to set up something for lunch. Therefore, we do not want anyone to leave minus that. I had instructed the Askaris to close the gates so that everyone eats before we leave. So kindly don't leave before we have lunch. This hour, allow our chief guest to get ready because we are recognizing certain individuals who have outstanding performances. Special recognition awards that are going to be given to the following individuals. I'll be reading the category and explain to you why they're getting that particular award. We have Dr. Edward Maweje Award, and today we recognize students these are students who have values and who have demonstrated outstanding community service. This is none other than Sebuganda Richard. Is Sebuganda around? So, Edward Maweje Award. Mr. Katongole, you can come forward for recognition. Their certificates. Then the second category, Elizabeth St. Ginger Assistantship Award. In honor of this award is presented to students who have exemplified outstanding leadership, actively engaged in community service, and the following qualify for that award. Dumba Lawrence. Dumba Lawrence. Is Dumba around? I am told some don't get surprised. And then we have Madame Musime Dinevens. I don't know whether that is how she pronounces the name. Madame Musime, you qualify for the Elizabeth Sejin Justice Award. Thank you so much.
1 month, 1 week, you were saying a new song.
But someone who knows Mr. Dumba, you can receive on behalf of Dumba, such that you don't have a backlog.
Congratulations, he has done it for you. Congratulations. Congratulations.
The next award goes to the team Spansky. I want to assure you this is a very hard word, but I think it's the Spansky Academic Excellence Award, and it is in honor to present the following students a true reflection of academic brilliance and servant leadership. And the number one is Miss Edward Malo Semugenyi. Did I say Mr.? Oh, much. And then Mr. Katongole Andrew Vincent qualifies for that. Is Katongole around? You can qualify for as many as possible, so don't get scared. Madame Nachanzi Prisla Donna. Nachanzi Prisla Donna. Mr. Phyllis Linda.
Congratulations, he has done it for you.
Phyllis Linda, now which should be here. Sevagara Ronald. And lastly, Mr. Segwan Henry. Mr. Segwan Henry.
On your marks. I've got the result.
Yeah, thank you. Let's be low. Thank you. Those are awards given to different individuals for their different performances, and we want to thank you so much for those outstanding. Jim Powell Literacy and Service Award. Jim Powell Literacy and Service Award is in honor. This award is given to a student who has demonstrated exceptional dedication to volunteerism, literacy, and community service by teaching others. And the following qualify for this award: Mr. Egesa Juma Jackson, Mr. Egesa Juma Jackson qualifies for the Jim Powell Literacy and Service Award, and then Mr. Sewan Kambo Ibrahim Tamale. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's from love that I got this beautiful love.
And my good friend Doctor, I want you to kindly bear with me as I make you stand under the sunshine, and because it is very hot, but also to make sure that we finish this, allow me to invite Dr. Nazarius to join that group as we give and we confer the certificates, particularly for this class. And to do that, I will call Miss Loy Najengo to come and announce these names. Like I mentioned earlier, we have two classes, 2023-2024 and class 2024-2025. So Madame Loy will take us through this process.
With the 2023-2024 cohort. I'll start with the first class distinction, Sevagala Ronald. As a representative, after Sevagala is Nachanzi Priscilla Donna with the first class. Then second class upper, we have Agaba McLean Kamara. Then Mukunde Juliet. Followed by Boambale Frank. So when you move your body, baby, do they have representatives? Sebuganda Richard. Then Namuyiga Ruth. So when you move your body, baby, we are done with the 2023-2024 Ndinda and Segwanye Henry. Congratulations.
to her development.
We shall proceed with the first class. Katongole Andrew Vincent, Mugisa Daisy, and Malo Edward Semge. Second class upper, Egesa Juma Jackson and Navagesera Angela. Second class, we have Mutumba Gerald, Nalwega Hadija, Nantaba Sandra, Nantale Jane Rose, Sentongo Benjamin, and Tumusime Dinavens. Lastly, we have Nancy Mary Asukta, Sewan Kambo Ibrahim Tamale, Kevin Francis Bulega, and Luja Kraish. And get ready.
African music for the party. Fully let you go So tell everybody, Patingi is my day. Tell everybody, Patingi.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Isn't it?
Greetings, our guests, our chief guest, esteemed guests, staff members, all boys and fellow graduates. It is with this great occasion, with joy and humility, that I warmly welcome you to all this special occasion. In a special way, I want to talk about the guest briefly, chief guest. I come from Kabalunji Mbirizi, and there is a lot of great work you're doing down there, scholarships to the children, Me, I'm not part of the scholarship, but at least your community impact is very commendable, and I want to thank you for that. Before you is Sebuganda Richard, and currently I'm a student at Makerere University pursuing a Bachelor's of Medicine and Surgery in my 4th year. I'm also a previous graduate of Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Sciences, and I'm also doing a Bachelor's of Law at Uganda Christian University in my 3rd year. I'm going to talk on behalf of my cohort 3, and I would like to invite also another comrade, Julie McLean. Everyone who's in cohort 3, you can come and join us so that we be fully represented. Everyone in cohort 3, could you please step? Yeah, good, of course. And before I proceed, I would love them to introduce themselves individually.
Our esteemed guests, protocol observed, fellow graduates present in all respective cohorts, the alumni, and our special guests present, good morning to you. Standing before you, I'm Bamale Frank. By profession, I'm a journalist, although non-practicing, doing more freelance work. I'm currently a student at Uganda Management Institute, pursuing a master's in public administration as well. And it's an honor to be here today as we are graduating from the American Leadership class. I thank you all.
Our guest of honor, Dr. Sarah, our distinguished guests, our parents, our respected professors, mentors, my fellow graduates, good afternoon. My name is Makina Nagaba, and I am graduating from the cohort 2023-2024. Congratulations to you all graduates.
Our guest of honor, protocol observed, our parents, and my fellow graduates, good afternoon. My name is Juliet Mukunde. I am a professional journalist from Makerere University, and I'm so happy to be here graduating for leadership course. That's all. May God bless you.
Hello everyone. Protocol observed. I'm Chimboa Julius, the youngest in the group. I'm so happy to be graduating. I'm an aeronautical engineer, just finished of recent. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that brief introduction. I'm going to do parts more of reading this speech on behalf of my cohort 3. I was actually Team Parrot, and I was the leader in Team Parrot. Team Parrot, oh yeah. I take this rare opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to the American Leadership Academy and cohort 3 for granting me this privilege of speaking on behalf. In a special way, I thank Alk, I will call it Alk also, for spicing me into a better version, and my colleagues, one who is confident enough actually to speak before you, as I'm doing now. Thank you very much, our teachers, for having grounded us this far. Allow me, in a special way, to extend my heartfelt recognition to our comrade, Edward Sebufu, fondly known as Eddie Mutwe, who is falsely imprisoned per se, who is today represented by his dear devoted wife, Namara Arona. I would love her maybe stand in recognition. I'm going to talk about Eddie because he's more of a public figure, and I feel it's very prudent to have this out there. Eddie is not just a colleague, but a best friend to many, a social, loving, empathetic individual who sees exceptionality in everyone. For me, Eddie has been more than a friend. He has been a mentor, a brother, and a lifeline from depression. Briefly about me, I'm the student who was hit by a tear gas canister in 2022 at Lumumba Hall in Makerere University. So that's how I meet Eddie, and I feel it's really personal to highlight who Eddie is in his absentia. At one point of my lowest in my life, when I was overwhelmed by depression and emotional distance, it was Eddie who received me out amongst the many, and amongst others, and helped me to reconnect with reality. He shared his personal life with me openly, knowing that I valued it deeply. Together we studied and encouraged each other. This program, we talked almost every day about completing this course. This graduation was without doubt one of the most remarkable days in his life if he was here. Trust me, he cherished it. Having had an opportunity to attend amongst the best, of course, medical schools in the country and Africa at large, I've had an opportunity to interact with a couple of brilliant minds, and I think in a special way Eddie is in those minds if he had gotten an opportunity in his earlier life to access such education. He has such a precise and always eager mind to learn. Beyond ALA curriculum, we explored additional leadership resources like the 5 Levels of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. I had Doctor talking about, we read that book with Eddie, page to page, during this program, and it was really insightful in addition to the education we're receiving here. And of course his favorite topic during this curriculum has been servant leadership, given his kind of profession and interaction with the public. Away from Eddie to the ALA administrators, Professor Sejinja, Teacher Mary Abukira, Teacher Kate Lowe, Professor Tim, and Mr. Sebuli Banseloko. I think we had one lecture with him. These have been exceptional teachers who have really made us connect with reality in this program, and they have really pushed us this far. It's not just a program, it's a life changer to some of us. I think we can clap our hands for that, the students and colleagues. For our teachers, you are the best at what you do. Your approach to teaching with much ease and experience is not only professional, but also deeply relatable to our daily lives. The lessons imparted on us still echo in our daily experiences. Everyone here can relate with what I'm talking about. Everyone who has been given an opportunity to attend this program. You taught us about life, how to love, how to live, chairs and stuff. To receive a world-class, priceless education, let us go. I want to urge everyone here, let us go into the world with confidence and pride and impact lives, which I believe everyone here is looking forward to do. You're not here by mistake. I want to challenge the common belief that leadership is born. I firmly believe that leaders are manufactured, crafted through unique and impactful programs like this one we have experienced at ALC. Be not afraid of greatness. And I want to quote, I think this was our lesson by Professor Sejinja. He gave us a quote. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. I think this was William Shakespeare. If such practical and diverse education programs were available, our nation would be built on patriotism, integrity, mutual respect, free from corruption, nepotism, torture, and all the injustices that are evidenced apparently. And in a special way, if we could improve, if we could increase on the number of people who receive this program, I feel like there would be a change. If I've been changed, my views, my understanding about life, and a lot, I feel like there are several others out there who need this. At ALA, as an individual, I grew not only in a lifestyle ideology, but I did a research based on Rastafarian culture amongst the who were, of course, in our teams who were assigned to do research, and it's always rigorous. You have to do extreme, you have to do deep knowledge and understand the culture, and then you write and you marked. I feel like this is a program that is more than just a certificate. It is very enriching. So I did history about, I read more about Rastafarian culture, and I was transformed. I didn't just study Rastafarian culture, I learned from them, I found strength and identity in their values. Not in stereotype society often assigns them today. Of course, you know the society perception. Today I identify with the Rastafarian spirit as an individual. If you ask me why I don't have dreadlocks, I will simply say it's more being a Rasta than hair. And I choose to grow, and if I choose to grow, that too will be a step forward, because there's a lot I learned and the uniqueness about them. In conclusion, because concluding I must, I want to assure you that ALC has left a unique mark on each of us in my cohort. The knowledge we gained over the year was truly precise. It shifted our world views and prepared us into agents of transformation out there. Trust me when I say we are the impact the world needs, and I think ALC is the impact the world needs. Thank you for listening.
One, be it from whichever party, it is very nice to feel concerned about our brother and whatever is happening, particularly when you see a younger family like that. We pray for him. I was also scared, but very happy to meet you. I was wondering the courage, whatever happened with the cancer, today I meet you in person. That aside, we want to encourage you to run your course, and please make sure that you treat some of us when.
For the opportunity. My name is Phyllis Ndambuki, and I would like to first start by observing all protocol to our chief guests, to our faculty, to our parents, to our stakeholders, and to the graduates. Thank you and welcome. Maybe as well to just request that should be cohort 4, 2024, 2025 to just stand and wave from where they are. Thank you. And I know there are some who are absent, but I know we'll aptly represent each of them. So maybe mine will be very, very brief. I would not like to regurgitate what has been said or water it down, particularly from our speech from the chief guest. And maybe call all of us to mind to start by just thinking about the journey of life, right from conception to being an infant, to teenagehood, to adulthood, and to joining the senior citizen club. It's always a process of life. You start small, you keep growing, you keep growing, you keep learning, and you keep implementing all that we get to be taught. And among the very important principles is to know that you cannot do some things without having started somewhere. You cannot run, cannot walk without having not crawled. So in life, it's very, very important to follow all the procedures and all that entails life. Living each moment, savoring each moment as it comes, and knowing that everything is working out towards a greater cause. Now, the other thing that I really was drawn to from the classes that we had, and the many takeaways that we had, was the African philosophy of Ubuntu. I am because we are. I think that really stuck with me. And a lot of the times when we even go to church, for those who are believers in Christ, is that the world was set up in a way, and God made us in a way that we live for each other. No one lives in isolation. No one is able to sustain themselves without the next person. And I think that I was talking to some of my classmates and friends who are another person, feeling and being empathetic, listening to their needs, because I think that is what not just Africa needs, but what the world needs. To be able to live for the other person, to be able to connect to the other person, to be able to actually intertwine our lives, our sentiments, our hearts, desires, just like the other person. So I think that was a very profound lesson that stood out for me. And maybe just in a very quick way, and maybe a bit humorous way, I know from our classmates, even from the group, I was a group manager for Team Swans and my able team lead. Yay! I see we are destined for greatness with Mr. Jackson Egesa, team lead, yes. So I know we faced quite a lot of hurdles. I know maybe clashing of schedules and timings, work schedules which would take very long. Sometimes I think working through weekends. I know my parents are here. I would very seriously love to say thank you to them. I missed out a lot of functions as well over the weekends because we had to get those assignments done. You know, in this day and age, you can't keep giving excuses every other time when important things fall due. So I know we had challenges with our classmates. I remember doing even our team presentations, electricity lacking, internet issues. So I think as I wind up, there are just two things that I would like to call to mind to each of us. One I had already mentioned about the Ubuntu principle. We are because I am because we are. And number two is to appreciate our diversity. We come from very different cultures. We learned about very different cultures and how they all work out, how they view just the normal life. But an integration of all this, acknowledging all this diversity, is what makes the world very special. And I think the one thing that maybe I could wind up with is to view Ubuntu and diversity as two sides of a coin. Yes, we are interconnected. Our destinies, our humanities might actually be intertwined, but the differences that we possess, the lessons that we have all learned, they all help us enrich our life. They all help us contribute to You remember the lessons from teacher Katie? We are each unique threads, and all of us combined, we form a very beautiful tapestry. So I think I would like to wind up with also a word from Professor David Sejinja, who would tell us to always do our unique small things with great, great beauty. So I would like to wind off at that. Thank you.
Na tunasema asante sana kwenye hotuba yako yenye wametoa leo. Asante sana. I wanted to also recognize and welcome the person speaking on behalf of the alumni. I think he's very ready, but also to warn us that nowadays rain comes from anywhere. So let's be very careful. Say that.
Thank you so much, Mr. MC. Really, it's a big day. It's my birthday. I'm 34 years old now. Good afternoon. I think it's afternoon already. My name is Medi Ethan. I speak to you today not only as all alumnus of this institution, but a representative of American Leadership Class, alumni family, both cohort 1 and cohort 2. And most possibly as someone who sat where you sit, who once dreamed as you now. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is my former, for information, this is my former president advisor, and this is my secretary. Can you introduce yourself once again? Is it okay?
Cohort 2, presidential advisor, my boss today. I told you it is not about titles, but service.
Good afternoon, my alumni, my fellow colleagues. I'm Nyakato Irene Sarah. They call me Lubongoya of ALC, Secretary General.
Thank you so much, Lubongoya. You can go back. Dear graduates, this moment is not just a ceremony, it's a sacred turning point. It's a quiet moment where one chapter closes and another begins. Not with fanfare, but with the whisper of purpose. Let me ask you something. What if the very thing your village is waiting for is you? What if the solution to the brokenness in our communities, the silence in our homes, the lost dreams in our youth is not in some far-off leader or policy or rescue, but it's in you? Today, I don't stand here to give you lofty theories or rehearsed quotes. I stand to remind you of something simple but sacred. You are someone's answer. Yes, you with your doubts, your fears, you are the answer a mother is praying for. You are the answer to the child growing up in village that textbooks don't mention. You are the answer your country doesn't know yet. This world doesn't just need more graduates, it needs more compassion, more clarity, more conviction. And those don't come from books alone, they come from the hearts that have chosen to live meaningful. You see, leadership is not in what you see, but it's in what you become. It's in how you listen when someone is breaking inside. It's in choosing integrity when no one is watching. It's in forgiving someone who never said sorry. It's in building even when your hands are tired. Real leadership is not a spotlight, it's a lamp. Not burning to be seen, but burning to give warmth. and also graduates of 2025, third graduation, don't rush into the noise of success. Go back to the roots, go back to the forgotten places, go back to the people who look at you with hope and be the answer. Our chief guest of honor, Dr. Sarah Nkonge Monge Evelyn, your life is a testimony of what it means to become the answer. Not because you had to, but because you chose to. You remind us the legacy is not what we build for our lives, but we build for others. To the American leadership faculty and staff, to Ndeje University, to our partners across the ocean, thank you for building not just minds, but the souls. To the families and guardians, you planted the seeds. Today you see the bloom. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our guests, parents, students. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to be so brief, like I've been told. But we should take one thing today. Leadership affects everyone. Personally, I wasn't affected in life. But one day I met Professor Sejinja. I didn't even know that he was a professor. But I had gone to buy a shirt. And we were talking about bad roads, poor leadership. As I was going out, he called me, asked me about my name, and he told me he has this wonderful class. That's how I ended up here. I was so passionate. Like you can see, I was the best student. I got all the awards. I have a first class, and I manage a Team Eagles. This is my assistant, Henry Segwani. I'm Katongole Andrew. I'm a psychologist, and I'm pursuing a master's at the University of East London. Today's closing note is titled Embracing Innovation and Leadership Change. True creativity emerges when we tap into raw opportunities rather than simply building upon what already exists. When we rely too heavily on others' achievements, we risk losing the chance to bring forth new ideas and original perspectives. How can we train ourselves to see the world through our own lens rather than through the filters imposed by past innovations? Society is slowly losing its edge for curiosity and exploration. Too often, we recycle existing inventions instead of boldly venturing into uncharted territories. This stagnation delays progress, pushing the possibility of new discoveries further into the future. Ladies and gentlemen, leadership education offers valuable lessons, but its purpose is not replication, it's transformation. The theories and principles we learn should serve as sure we needed this lesson. Every era has its own needs, and leadership should adapt to the present rather than trying to fit into outdated models. In an ideal world, servant leadership thrives in an environment of compassion and integrity. Today, however, corruption and self-interest often takes precedence over the greater good. This raises an urgent question. How can leadership truly benefit everyone rather than serving only a select few? Innovation and change demand collective effort. It is not enough for a handful of people to push society forward. Every individual must contribute to a culture of creativity and problem solving. If we are to build a world that serves all, we must fully engage our knowledge, skills, and resources to generate solutions that work for entire communities, not just for a privileged few. Opportunities surround us and are waiting to be explored, but knowledge alone is not enough. We must apply it, use it as a tool for transformation, and ensure that innovation makes life better for ourselves and for those around us. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give Henry my last minute to share a few words with you. Thank you and congratulations, everyone.
Everyone, my name is Seban Henry, a software engineer by profession, and my freelancer as an Safaris consultant. My remarks they're about leadership class we've been having, and I think one of the qualities of a good leader, it is empathy. When I saw Eddie Mutui's wife with the child, so it was really it just, I felt like crying because I'm like, she's like my sister, but her husband is held behind bars. So I feel like injustice in her house is injustice in everyone's house here. You might feel like you're free right now, but at the end of the day, it's going to be in your house. Right now, her husband is in prison, so it's now our chance to make sure that we lift, because we've been taught, we've been given courage to speak, to question, and to also talk about these instances happening. So I'm calling upon everyone to raise their voices to see that her husband gets her, because she's a young lady, you see her, but now she's already have the husband in the house. You see, she's having children, even now you were seeing the daughter with her. But if you don't speak up on these injustices, trust me, it's going to come to your home and no one will be able to do what, to speak about it. So with that empathetic bit of the leadership class, I'll close my speech here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to appreciate each and everyone speaking about Eddie Mutwe. It is okay. But now, Maina Bagambi na Igbo Luganda, they say ebigambo tebikula mata, isn't it? So before we close this ceremony, tugenda take our kabwa kagula mata wa Eddie Mutwe, and every one of us will contribute to that cause. That's why we have to eat and contribute. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this particular hour, we are changing the program slightly because of a few.
Good afternoon once again. I am going to read Professor Kate Lowe's message or speech. It has a title, A Time for Hope. My beloved students, esteemed guests and faculty, it is my great pleasure to address this assembly today. It has been my honor to listen and learn from such refined leaders. Drinking from the fountain of your vast knowledge has quenched my thirst for learning. Thank you. Looking over our students in this courtyard, reflecting on the education they worked so hard to achieve, I cannot help but think, after all those late nights, worried emails, difficult conversations and essays, you did it. You graduated from this difficult course. Now what? Where do you go from here? What are the next steps? How do you use what you have learned? I stand here this afternoon, your former teacher, to say, I don't know. I don't know how you will use this knowledge. I hope you build community and opportunity for yourself and others. I don't know what the next steps are. I hope they are to continue stoking the fire of ambition to conquer worlds upon worlds. I don't know what you will do now that you have achieved your diploma or certificate. I hope you have another goal in your sights, ready to be realized. I don't know where you will go from here. I hope you put your sights on that which is important, building a world worth living in. While I cannot know what adventures will come next, my view from this podium is one of hope. Hope for progress, hope for future opportunity, hope for a world filled with the love of humanity. Michelle Obama writes of hope. You may not always have a comfortable life, and you will not always be able to solve the world's problems at once, but don't ever underestimate the importance you have, because history has shown us that courage can be contagious and hope can take on a life of its own. This call to action brings to mind how important hope is in our lives. Push through the problems of the day to uncover the courage that resides just under the surface. This defines who we are. If you can wade through the raging river of despair, anger, and frustration into the easy, still waters of peace, love, and kindness, we will see that soaring of hate is no match for the natural and easy calm love that resides just below. This peace can be reached by adhering to Desmond Tutu's words. Your ordinary acts of love and hope point to the extraordinary promise that every life is of inestimable value. We reach the calm, we understand the value of being human. We bathe in hope. When we find joy in our humanity, we can look at another human and instead of seeing a problem or a solution, we see a person. We see an individual is a marvel of consciousness, experiencing a unique version of the world. Their hopes and dreams trail behind them like footsteps in the riverbank. They are of estimable value. Our hope of the love of humanity must be utilized. We echo Jonas Salk, discoverer of the polio vaccine, in our ears. Hope lies in dreams, in imagination, and in the courage of those who dare to make dreams into reality. When we look at each other, we see one who hopes in dreams, one who imagines that which to you is unimaginable. We see in those around us the courage to dare to make dreams real. My friends, when I look out over this assembly, I see courage, I see determination to make dreams a reality. I see your inestimable value. Look around and see what I see. The future may be unknown, but as it stands in this moment, it is full of imagination, becoming dreams, and dreams becoming a reality. You must take the courage and peace that comes with the hope that humanity gives us and make your dreams a reality. You can do this. Aristotle shines a light in these murky waters when he said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Practice hope, practice loving those around you, practice taking your imagined dreams and making them real. We will absolutely fail in those lofty endeavors. When we do, see it as practice. See it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and start again. When we fail, remember the words of Theodore Roosevelt. When you reach the end of your hope, tie a knot in it and hold on. My friends, you are just a breath away from excellence. When we fall and tie the knot in the rope, we then hold on until someone holds out a hand and lifts us back to the top. In the large scope of things, we cannot succeed on our own. That is why it is important to see people for what they are, not as means to an end but a partner. Someone will lift when we reach the end of their rope, and someone will lift us. This trust only comes with practice and grace. We practice working with others. We practice bracing others when they fall. We practice trusting others to be there when we need them. Truthfully, there will be times when we won't be there, when we reach out and nobody is there to stop our fall. This feels like a betrayal. It feels the trust is broken and everything up to a point was a lie. That this is false thinking. Trust each other, not a singular mistake. Assume good for any of everyone. Everyone must be allowed the grace to fail, as you deserve the grace to fail someone else. Failure is part of being human. Perfectionism is for God. We must do what we can as people. We must trust each other to try.
I'm so sorry, but as leaders, we should always have our speeches scripted. But I already gave my apologies because I was on another mission, then I had to come here. not by accident. But allow me just to give a testimony, a short one, about your cohorts. And here, right beside me, from cohort 1, is the leader of women in all the Masazas of Buganda Kingdom. This is Muzana Agnes Chimbugu. I think she was already introduced to you, and she's actually leads the Department of Women in Saza Chadondo. After she did this class, then she was promoted. Now in all the Masazas of Buganda, this is the leader of the women. And then I also want to introduce you someone who I met quite recently. That is Deborah Nkutu. Which cohort is that? Was at first the leader of women in one of our gombolas of Nabweru, but now recently she became the lead. She joined us at the Saza Chadondo in the Department of Projects and Development, and I want to assure you that her leadership skills have stood out so bright. You cannot imagine that testimony. Deborah, please come, and these people, I know they know you already, but she has impressed us in the short time.
I don't want to sound pagan, but I was mentioned, have all the graduates move forward to where the cake is, so that we can cut it. Can you dance, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah? Even dancing, you need to be first.
American leadership class! American leadership class, viva viva! Viva viva American leadership class! Viva! Leadership Academy! Viva!
Ndabisenga likaka mwenyu lwakuba nyimbidde omutanda wange erinnya Nakyanjo w'engonge wetula nnyanja obubaka bwange wawulira ennoga omukwano ku Buganda nsobye fuluma mangu wamuma bazzukulu ba kintu mwongere engalo Obuganda buteredde anti baffe nnyini mu mwali ninze kadde ntwala amakula gange Ssaabasajja nsensebuse nannyini mu mpala bwa kyukyugundagunda nzize ndaga okusiima kwange abantu b'otumendo bubaka butuka.
It is with deep appreciation and joy that I extend my heartfelt thanks to everyone who made this day so special. To Ndeje University, thank you for generously hosting us and for providing a beautiful venue to celebrate our graduating class. We are especially Dr. Buule, Mr. Kajo, and the Vice Chancellor, your guidance and unwavering support throughout this journey. To our incredible LC staff, Joshua Mutunzi, Samantha Katusime, and Brian Ahumuza, your dedication and coordination made this celebration possible. You are the backbone of. To our distinguished faculty, Professor Tim, Professor Jim, Mary, Michelle, Teacher Katie, and Teacher Mimi B, alongside the many volunteers who offer their time, knowledge, and mentorship, you embody the spirit of service and the heart of this program. Thank you for sharing your wisdom so generously. To our sponsors who have supported students financially and made education more accessible, your impact is immeasurable. We encourage all of us to follow your lead and consider sponsoring a future student, empowering the next generation of leaders. To our tireless and passionate alumni who continue to show up when we call them, Miss Linda Ocheng, Miss Loy Najengo, Princess Agnes Chimbugwe, Mr. Medi Buemu, and so many others. We are endlessly thankful for your leadership, your example, and your commitment to ALC's mission. To Mr. Edward Malo, who designed our graduation book, we are in awe of your artistry and grateful for your gift to this occasion. To Miss Debbie and her crew and all media channels who have amplified our work and made ALC visible, thank you for capturing and sharing the magic of our movement. The MC, Mr. Tadeo, who took on the mantle at short notice, thank you. And last but certainly not least, to our guest of honor, Dr. Sarah Nkonge, thank you for accepting our invitation and for making the time to attend, grace us with your wisdom, and ensure our moments are beautifully preserved. Your presence was deeply felt. To our graduating students, congratulations. You've shown resilience, curiosity, and commitment. From late night study sessions to ALC journey has shaped you into change makers. We are proud to call you alumni. Graduation isn't the end of a long journey, but the beginning of a beautiful one. Start each day believing in yourself. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined. Never stop growing, exploring, learning, and challenging yourself. Congratulations again, and thank you for being part of the American Leadership Class family. Are you done? Thank you. Let us humble ourselves and pray. Father, we thank you for this wonderful day. We thank you for the lunch that has been provided. Thank you for the wonderful graduation ceremony that has successfully ended in time. We thank you for journey masses that have brought us here, and we pray for journey masses as we head home. Thank you that you're going to allow us to work together, collaborate, network, and be there for each other. As the word of Ubuntu says, that I am, that we are. I pray that each one of us understands the value of working together, regardless of our belief systems, background, religious norms, and all that. We thank you. Awangale Aisa Jakabaka. Amina.
Don't stress. Put what you have. Say what you also think. Is that there's one Uganda one? Very good. Hey, praise one night for them one. Yeah, DJ. Now, can I have the graduating class? Your Naz on that graduating class. It's coming to rain, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it sharply. Okay. Let's all move there. Let's all move there.